wanted to make this video for some people that were messaging me. I know Heyman Arwaya was like one of the first guys that was talking to me about making a pad. He's making his own. I think 2 other guys were as well. And you guys seem to be having some kind of problem on understanding how the matrix sensors work. And it's just a simple switch. Except like, this is the best I can do right now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Here's just 2 Xbox games, and I'll use these as those metal brackets. So you have 2 metal brackets, there's 4 of them in total on each pad. You have 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. You have screws that go on each on the bottom bracket. One's gonna go here, and one's gonna go here. That's how my brackets work. And those go into the wood. And then on top of that, you have a spacer, like a mouse pad. And so you have that in between, and that'll go in between like this. And then on top you have another bracket. So it looks something like this. Notice that these 2 metal brackets are not going to touch. When they touch, when they squeeze down like that, obviously your mouse pad will go down, but that's how it makes a connection. What you want to do is you want to put your ground wire right here on the top, on this one, and then you want to connect your signal wire on the bottom. Okay, so you're gonna have 4 signal wires, 4 ground wires. Signal, ground. I think it was galvanized steel, so it was kind of hard to solder onto it. Scratch it off with a file or a razor or something like that in about 3 different directions so the solder has something to stick onto. And you want to do that. I did mine on the underside of this first one in the middle because I had a gap between the 2 mouse pads that I put down. And you solder that onto it, and on the bottom half you can do the same thing, or what I did just for the sake of making it easier is I stripped a little bit of more wire and I wrapped it around the screw head in between the washers, so when I put it inside it would just sandwich in between the 2 washers. So then I had my signal hooked up, and then you hook these up into your controller. Just hook up all 4 leads together so you have 1 bundle of ground, 1 bundle of signal wires, and you basically makes it like any other button press. It's the same thing as a switch. You're just making 2 metal plates touch each other, and when they touch they complete the circuit. I want to help y'all out if you're still making it. If you use plexi, I found that if you use a 1/4 inch plexi, it's not safe on me. If you use a 1/4 inch plexi, you will have almost no bend on it. It's really sturdy. You can use plexi or acrylic. It pretty much at that thickness is not going to matter. Don't use wood unless you plan on putting plexi on top of it. You don't really have that much clearance to do so. I tried it with 5/16 inch wood, and it's just way too sensitive. It wasn't fitting right. Don't use wood. The metal sheets I put inside, I kind of told y'all, I think individually, but I'll tell just all y'all. I tried to make it a little bit more sensitive because the plexi that I had is too thin and it would bend. And the problem with that is the center goes down first and then the edges, and that leads to timing misses. And if I had my lights in there, depending on the lights in the circuitry, it could have been really bad. I could destroy them. But yeah, I tried cardboard in between. I kind of spaced it out a little bit. Some metal sheets. The metal sheets are going to bend. And this was like 18 gauge wire, or 18 gauge metal. It bent pretty good. So try not to use metal. Best thing is, I would just say use the plexi or acrylic because it does have a little bit of give and it will go back. No problems with that. The actual DDR pads will use 1/8 or 1/4 inch plexiglass when they use it, or it could be acrylic. I'm not sure what the 2 it is. It's probably plexi. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to get some thick plexi and I would call this thing done. Something else I didn't have, but I think it's a good idea to use, is get some kind of handle and bolt it to the top, because it's pretty heavy, and when you lay it down and you want to pick it up and kind of move it around and store it, you kind of have to grip on the sides, and there's not too much to grip when it's real smooth. Try not to use a bar. Only, I would say, if you absolutely have to use a bar, or you're playing ITG songs like 10s and 12s, definitely use a bar. But otherwise, I found that without my bar, because I was just kind of lazy and I didn't have the funding to put a bar in right now, it really helps my game a lot. Shoes wise, I'm using these like $5 shoes, $10 shipping from Amazon. They're martial arts shoes. See the label right there. These things are dirt cheap. They are just perfect. It's like you're not wearing anything at all, but you have a sole. It takes a little getting used to and breaking them in because the soles, kind of hard to tell, but they're not exactly flat when you first get them. This is actually rounded. It's kind of beveled, like kind of do you cup your hands like that. It's round, and it's a bit weird. You don't want to roll your heels, so kind of running around and use them for a bit. I had them for parkour, and they're really good to use. I would definitely give me a pair of those, and they're really cheap. Eventually, I'll get some videos of myself getting up and actually showing y'all how well it works, I guess. When I do that, hopefully I'll have a different camera. Right now I'm using my Mac, but I plan on getting a Canon ZI-8. I'm taking a trip to Japan, and so I definitely want it over there. So I'm going to get it beforehand. I want to say maybe between January and February, and I'll start doing some vlogs and showing off what I got. Sorry, it's me. And get some good videos going on. Bakers beware. Yeah, you said you're making yours out of wood. Dude, if you're making it out of wood, it's just as easy. I mean, literally everything I made is out of wood. Do put metal plating on there. Just protect it from the elements. It's way easier. And the metal's not that much. I mean, it's sheet metal. It's just really easy to bend. Just make sure you score it a lot, and then bend. If you can, use a lot of grips, like vice grips, or there's just like channel grips, or these. It's like a gun almost. You kind of squeeze it, but it keeps pushing down. Definitely do that. And then one other guy I want to talk to in specific. I don't know how you say your name, dude. I'm sorry. Grizzyback 890. He was talking about the matrix sensors as well. Like I said, it should be pretty simple. Try to I don't know what your problems are. I just soldered them, but you got to make sure you scuff it up a bit so the solder has something to hook onto. Mine, like I said, galvanized steel, and it wasn't hooking on the solder that well. And especially because it's a metal plate, it's going to disperse heat from your soldering iron a lot, and I was using like a 30-watt iron. So scratch it off, give it something to abrase to, try not to move it too much afterwards. I mean, give it a good tug to make sure it's there, but you want a good connection, because it's a pain to go under wire with it. I had to do it. I'll see if I can get some photos of it though, of my actual setup right now. If you guys have any questions that I didn't cover, or you want something else explained more clearly, just send me another message. I'm more than happy to help, guys. One more thing before I go. I wanted to show y'all this artist. I actually used the music in this video. His name is DJ Xanity. It's XYAN. I'll just put a link right here. You just look at it. This dude is really good. Like, he just takes a whole bunch of old video game songs and he remixes them, and he puts like a hip-hop urban feel onto it. And I actually found him off of Swoozy's page, and I guess I can put a link for him too. He mixes them to do music too. I'll put that one like, yeah, there. Check out his videos. He's a pro. I think he's like a programmer. He's really, really cool. Definitely check out his channel. Totally not a DDR kind of thing, but if you're any kind of a video game nerd, look it up. That's it, man. I hope to see y'all soon. I'll start vlogging as soon as I get that camera. Peace.